it all comes crashing in and reminds me of the past. And sometimes I hear your name, sometimes I hear your name. It reminds me of the pain. Well, I guess you read me right, 'cause I am a foolish man. But at least I understand. But at least I understand. And I've learned to live with it. Memories like grains of sand, lying helpless on the beach. But the ones you need so bad, the ones you need so bad, are the ones you cannot reach. Morning, folks. We ain't waiting, Uwe. It's on you, buddy. We're waiting to see how stupid it's going to get today. That's what I'm waiting on. So I figured, hell, instead of staring at a computer screen and watching what everybody else is saying, I might as well say something myself, you know. And by the way, hello, Red. Hello, Donald. Hello, Lynn, Casey, Zed, Bearded Eagle. Let's see who I missed. Lynn. Misfit Nut. That's a good one. I like that name. Zed, how you doing, Zed's Place? How you doing, Janice? Good to see you. Janice. So how's everybody doing today? By the way, just to update everybody, I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment yesterday for my eye doctor. That got canceled because they were out of power. So now Thursday I go back. So you have to kind of bear with me. I'm still looking through one eyeball. Currently eating breakfast, huh? Well, I hope it's good. And by the way, I don't have no clothespins to put out. I should do that. Except I'm going to hang some weird shit out there if I do that. Maybe I really will hang a pair of shorts. Huh. Oh, Zed, I wish it was cataract to tell you the truth. No, no, not cataracts. Yeah, except Brett, I think I might need a little bigger clothespin. Some of the stuff I might hang out there. So the sun ever come up over that place, Red? You might just put a blanket out there. Do you really want me to comment on that one? Seriously? Uwe says, EU got exposed again, by the way. A member of the EU Parliament from Croatia exposed them again. Like always, it is a member of the eastern or southeastern part of Europe. Yeah, well, I think there's a lot of stuff coming out, Uwe. Yeah. Wednesday, I'll be hitting upon a few subjects. Just kind of seeing what kind of surprises today brings to see if the prophecy is going to come true. See if they're dumb enough to arrest Trump. No comments. Well, come on, live on the edge a little bit, Red. Dumb and shall I enter the word and add dangerous? They're setting a precedent if they do that might not be able to be pulled back when the pendulum swings the other way. On a hanging sheet there, TPR. But you feel free to talk about the hanging sheet guy. How you doing today, man? How you doing, Billy? Yeah, I decided to do an impromptu. See what kind of fun we're going to have today. By the way, I'm going to take a poll. Who thinks I should keep playing Blue Skies at the beginning, or should I play one of the heavier ones like Cretan or Crystallized? That's funny, Uwe.
Oh, you said you screen?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone in the chat.
Morning, Johnny.
Do I need to get my phone?
Bearded Eagle says, "Hello, Mrs. Lee Guitar Woman." That's funny.
Hello, Bearded Eagle, and thank you again, Red Cactus.
I see you're already hard at it, stirring it up there, PPR.
What's he doing?
Being normal. I get a kick out of it.
I can't read it.
He says, "I see nothing about Mr. Insurrection currently."
Oh.
Uwe says, "Happy birthday."
Thank you, Uwe.
I wouldn't suggest that, Billy. It gets a little painful when you do that, guy.
What's that?
He misplaced his nuts.
I don't want to know.
By the way, congrats on the stream there, TPR. Even with Lonnie's connection problems, it went over pretty decent. Yeah, you had a lot of stuff going on in that. Quite a bit of stuff. Might want to try to keep her a little more plain Jane and not tack stuff so quite so much. Caused a stir among the drama club. Welcome to my world, guy. No pun intended, huh? Cactus. Yeah, they do a wireless connection to their TPR. I've noticed if you're hardwired, you tend to have a little less problems. Yeah, Uwe, I'm beginning to think that you're correct. Most humans can't live without drama. Red Cactus says she can, but we'll see. Well, I will tell you, TPR, it does make a difference. Um, the the wireless does tax the system a little bit when you're running other stuff, and its error correction is exactly the greatest when it comes to home use stuff. Yeah, Billy, I know. My wife likes to confiscate my hunting knives to cut chicken up.
Works great.
Or anything else she tends to think she wants to cut up.
Works great.
Yeah. Morning, Gary. Good to see you. Are you on the road yet, or they still got you waiting? Wow. That's a good thing you didn't have to be there like yesterday, huh?
You was there yesterday.
No, I meant to his next drop.
Oh. Yes, dear.
Thank you.
Anything for you, Dave.
Okay.
On my birthday.
I know. See, isn't that a good woman? Anything for me on her birthday. Gotta love it.
Oh, darn. I need to make some. Give me a minute.
No, that's definitely not good, Billy. And sorry to hear you're still waiting there, Gary. Strangely, you never went back to collection knives. I wonder why, TVR. I wonder why. Her and a friend of hers they're going out for lunch here shortly, going to do the woman's thing.
I need to make some, so it's gonna be a bit.
All right. So TPR, what did Lonnie think of being on a live stream? Yeah, it did go pretty good, I thought. Um, I guess the more he does it, the easier it gets to talk to people. But it's not like when he's doing the streams where he's just, kind of like I'm doing right now, talking to the chat. It's a little different when you're talking to people one on one. How you doing, Captain? Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one there, bud. I have to agree. Let her hang out. They're going to like you, they're going to hate you, one of the two. Thanks, Captain. I appreciate it. Hope your conference calls are going good. I don't know, TPR. People do know what they're talking about. Sometimes they fumble. Some people just don't do well with public speaking. Albeit, I really wouldn't consider this public speaking, but I guess in a sense it is. Ah, Captain, it doesn't matter how many it is. Could be 20, 200, 2,000, 20,000. Doesn't matter. That's where I got kind of lucky. I started performing when I was really young. You just seen something. Where you're at? If it's something you can't say in chat, just take and throw up my text. Yep, Swirton, we know you're pro at it, guy. Yeah, I can imagine TPR. That wouldn't be fun. You might be thinking of a different one, Billy. Gary's Big Rig live streams is a fairly new one. His other channel is We the People 75. Thank you, Red Cactus, for putting that in there. Take care, Red. Be good. Enjoy the good weather. You're kind of smelly too, huh, TPR? That's pretty bad when you smell yourself, guy. Yeah, I think that won't be any fun there, TPR. And it could be, Captain. Very well could be. I wouldn't tell Red that, though. Oh, I've been in quite a few things there, Captain. Right now, I am unable to for health particular reasons. Um, I was in the military. I've been a plumber. I did industrial construction. I ended up being a job site supervisor for quite a few years. Played music all my life during that time. Yep. If anybody doesn't know, Arn's having a panel later on. I think. Well, you better go check. I can't remember what time. I think it's 8, but I'm not going to swear to it. Oh yeah, me too. There, Captain. Eight Central, huh? Casey? All right. Yeah, you're kind of in that middle time zone there, Uwe. Well, I guess if you're good at it and you like it, hey, go with it. Yeah, I don't remember what town he's in, Casey. And by the way, everybody, if you haven't checked out my community post, the last one I made, I suggest that you do. I kind of think it's important for people to be aware of. All right, so it is 8 Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, Beard Eagle. They don't want your DNA, huh, Captain? You might be surprised, guy. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, Gary.
I don't see him on there.
He's on here.
Hi, Gary. Yeah, let's see. Who else is there? Captain, Bearded Eagle, Casey, the practice room. Hello, everyone.
TBR. Casey says hello, and Gary says happy birthday.
Thank you, Gary. I actually got one from Robert. He didn't forget this year.
Nope. 1 out of 35 ain't bad. I think Meatloaf had 2 out of 3.
What's that?
Oh, Rupert.
Copy should be done.
Well, good luck with that one, Gary. So true. But I was referring to the song 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad by Meatloaf. All right, have a good one, Captain. It was 100% her couch. Yeah. No doubt, Gary. No doubt. Just in case, huh, TPR? I'd need one that was at least, well, 7 foot would be better, but 6'6" minimum. Yeah, true. Those aren't exactly comfortable, though. I think I'd just have a spare bedroom with a spare bed. The hell with the couch. Oh, it's not that bad, Uwe. No doubt, TPR. No doubt. How you doing, Bananas? How's it going, buddy? You catch any more fish here, Bananas? Or have you been out? Nope, different Bananas there, TPR. How you doing, J-Pole? You know, we're going to have to talk there, TPR. We should maybe do a collab on doing a billiards panel. By the way, anybody don't know that me and TPR know each other from different circles in the pool and billiards world. I'm hanging in there, J-Pole. All right, Billy, when you delivering? Oh, and by the way, I had it first today. Me and the wife was sitting here, and this huge bird flew in front of my front window. I mean, within feet. It was an adolescent bald eagle. I don't know what was in my front yard that had him preoccupied, but he sat out in the tree in my front yard for quite a while, eyeballing something. Normally birds don't bother me, but when something that big flies, I mean, he was literally a couple feet off my front window.
Definitely visible, that's for sure.
Yeah, you couldn't miss that. Waiting on everything, bananas. Well, it was the plumage that gave it away there, TPR. Yeah, I like 9-ball, 10-ball, one pocket, banks, 8-ball. Truthfully, I'd rather play 10-ball, but
I prefer 9-ball.
well, that's possible. It might have been looking for something to build a nest with, but I don't think he was old enough to be doing that yet there, Gary.
No, he's pretty big.
Oh, I bet it was, J-Pole.
I don't know how long they stay at Mama.
And truthfully, I don't mind playing straight pool once in a while. It's not a bad game. Have a good one, J-Pole. Take it easy, guy.
What we come with on table. Yeah, you do. You do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can say that, bananas. I'm gonna get me a couple Huh? All right. Well, here, I got a couple extra just in case.
Being gone that long. Oh shit! Here we go.
You know, TPR, that would be hilarious to actually have a rack like that. You must have found an old school one there, Billy. Have a good one, Bananas. Yeah, Uwe, I like watching snooker myself. Snooker's not too hard to understand, Billy. That might confuse them there, TPR, by the way you said that. You've got to hit a red ball. You got to sink a red ball, then a colored ball or a separate colored ball, then a red ball, separate colored ball until all the reds are gone. And then you start out, as TPR says, back on the yellow and work your way down the table in order. Imagine that, Casey. You'd be correct, Hooper. 12 by 6. With rounded pockets. And very, very tight rounded pockets, mind you. It depends, Billy. There's a different skill set when it comes to different sizes tables. If you're good at long distance cutting and stuff like that, that's great. But you might not be so good when there's a lot of balls tied up in traffic. You know, being able to break balls out and things like that. There's different skill sets to come to different ones. I don't know, V. If you can hear me, Uwe, I can't hear you.
My microphone was muted. Sorry.
There you are.
I'm just about to go down for dinner, but I got to tell you this, man. You remember I told you I saw this interview with two different professional divers talking about placing the dynamite and shit on the pipeline, you know?
Yeah.
And after all this, get this. The mainstream media had their own diving specialist in interview, and he said there is no problem. If you have the right setup, you can take an 80 years old woman, put that in a freaking diving coat, and she can place the freaking dynamite. You know.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my god. This is, and the fucking people believe that shit, man. I fucking don't get it, honestly. This is crazy, man.
It's
It's
a
so
crazy,
funny.
crazy world we live in. Eh? Crazy world we live in.
The specialists I was listened to, they said for that for that uh, kind of, because there's concrete around the pipelines. You know, that's not only the pipelines. There's concrete around
Right.
to for secure. You know, and the guy said you need between 400 kilo and 1,000 kilo for that stuff to break that. And this guy said, "Ah, you need 50 kilo, man. That's it." You know, I thought, "Oh my god, man, this is crazy." The best thing is that story with the fucking sailboat, man. They they taking a sailboat, anchoring. You can't even anchor on that place because it's 80 fucking meters deep. You know, there is no anchor for that boat. You know, it's fucking crazy,
Yep.
man. Unbelievable. Yeah, but it is what it is.
Well, that
They
just
get
goes to show you, mate.
and they get
Baffling the
along with that
bullshit.
shit, you know.
Baffling with bullshit.
Yeah, it's hard to get, really is.
So how's things there going at rehab?
Oh, it's okay.
Making progress?
Oh yeah, it's okay.
Good.
Yeah.
How much longer you got there?
This week, next Monday, I go home.
How you doing, Anna?
And now I'm gonna go and get my dinner. So
All right, buddy.
I catch you later.
All right, take care, man. Yep, TPR is absolutely correct. You doing AMC? I don't know, Janice, if he's went live yet. If he has, I've got no notification of it, so I don't think so. He was still waiting for his load, as far as I know. How you doing, Gerald? Yeah, it's pretty decent out here today, AMC. Actually got sunshine out. I don't know, AMC. They're calling for some warm weather and then it's supposed to get cold again. So, hard telling. If you folks will excuse me for a couple minutes, I'm going to use a little boy's room. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Everyone's still alive? Not here, Gerald. There's still several inches of snow on the ground in quite a few places. Sure, Gerald. Sure. Send them to school and they want to eat the teacher. Damn. I imagine, AMC. I imagine. $100 should be good. Yeah, it's kind of the same way with my kids there, Gerald. As I said, AMC, this warm spell is supposed to be for a bit, and then it's supposed to have some more cold come back in. Yeah, well, that's what moms are for, Gerald. Oh yeah, for sure. I actually expect it there, AMC. I absolutely expect it. Diego, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I didn't expect you to be on. I thought you weren't coming on until tomorrow.
Oh, I'm just doing an impromptu panel. Figured nobody else was live and just basic general bullshit chit chat.
Okay, I'm up for that.
So how's it going down there in Mexico today?
Same old, same old.
You guys getting all that rain yet, or no? Or did it stay north of you?
No, that was all way north of me.
You must be pretty far down the peninsula then.
Pretty much all the way to the end.
Oh, no kidding. For some reason, I thought you were in the middle.
No. I'm literally. I mean, Cabo San Lucas is the tip of the end, and I'm an hour and a half drive away. So basically, roughly 150 miles.
Okay. So you're a little over 2/3 of the way down.
I know, I'm much further down the. Oh, come on. Give me a second. Let me try something here.
How you doing, Zero? How's them wax spots feeling there, guy?
I've got a better idea. All right.
Morning, Rick, or afternoon, or whatever it is over there for you. No, just an impromptu chat. I kind of thought that one side of your face there was going to be a little tender there, Zero. The one that wouldn't come off. Yeah, that wouldn't be cool, AMC. By the way, guys, don't be afraid to post your links. I know a lot of you guys got channels. All right, Gerald, you have a good one, buddy. Don't work too hard. Take care of yourself.
Okay, there you go. Let me see if I can make that bigger. Screen already. Can you read that?
I can't read it, but I can see it. I see La Paz, Cabo San
Right.
Lucas.
Can you see my cursor?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's La Paz right here. That's Cabo San Lucas right here.
Okay.
As you can tell, that's roughly, well, maybe it's a little less than 150 miles between these two spots. Then you have Tijuana is further, a little further up. That's the border.
So you're in La Paz?
I'm in La Paz.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you're quite a ways down there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is hurricane country down here. It takes most people, I mean, if they drive it leisurely, with brakes and stuff, about 3 days to get from the north to the south. They usually
no
end
kidding.
up. Well, I'm saying leisurely because they stop probably in Ensenada, which is down, a little further down from Tijuana, because you don't want to stay in Tijuana. And then, depending on how they're going, they could stop maybe in Rosarito. Mulegé is a very popular spot to stop in. So, Ensenada, Mulegé, and then Loreto, and they can probably haul the rest. It's 1,000 miles from the north end of Baja to the tip.
I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah,
that's flowers.
That's why we have the off-road race every year, which is called the Baja 1000.
Gotcha. So is that like a freeway coming down through there, or is it just like a 2-lane road?
No, we now actually have a freeway that goes all the way up. It used to be a dirt road between El Paso and Cabo San Lucas, which used to be fun. But now we have a 4-lane highway. I mean, two lanes either direction.
Yeah, I got you. A 4-lane highway. What's the speed limits down there?
Whatever you can get away with. Well, the Federales, which is the Mexican equivalent of highway patrol, they're pretty sneaky. So, and if you are going too fast, they will stop you, and they're going to try and get something out of you.
Well, they have posted speed limits, do they?
That they have posted speed limits, yes.
And what would those be?
Well, it depends on the stretch, but I can tell you that they're all in kilometers per hour, and I just don't see it that way. To me, they're all miles per hour.
Well, what would the equivalent be? Like 60, 65, 70?
But on the good stretch, I mean a straight stretch, it could be 90 kilometers an hour, which would be about 60 miles an hour.
Okay. So fairly conservative then.
Relatively conservative, but people keep their eyes and ears open and floor it.
Welcome back, Anna. Yeah, I didn't see hardly anybody. I figured I'll piss on it. I'll open a panel for a bit and just general chit chat, whatever. I haven't done one of these in a while.
So, Robert, have you seen all the changes to my page yet?
No, I haven't, not yet.
Well, you must have noticed my new avatar. It's right in front of you.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Okay, well, take a look at the new banner.
Okay, I'll check it out. I was watching your intros and stuff you guys were doing over there on Nathan's channel.
Yeah, that's cool too.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Like it. Very good. Who redid your logo?
You mean the banner?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got 3 people that have been working. Matt did the banner, and boy, does this man have skills. I said I'm working on a new banner, and less than a minute later he had that, and he said, "What do you think of that?" And I went, "That's absolutely perfect."
Yeah, it
Because
looks good.
I told him I wanted something simple that doesn't give anything away, but that has a fire theme. Less than a minute. Then I had Nathan, who did the intro for me,
Yeah, I seen that.
and I had Dan, who did the avatar.
Gotcha. How you doing, Marjo? Good to see you.
Now Dan is working on another project for me. Hopefully we can get that done today. But that
For
is a
your
lot more
videos
complicated.
or
Huh?
for your videos?
No, no. I'm not going to give that away yet.
All right. All right.
Let's just say this one is real work for him.
Okay, I quit twisting your arm. So when you think you're going to start doing your videos besides the panels?
Okay, you know what? Forget it. You're gonna see it anyway when Dan has the end results. So I may as well let the cat out of the bag. So, give me a second. Open this and there. And back here and share screen. It's a pain in the ass. Okay, there. Okay, so I'm going to get one of these. Now, the space is fairly limited. So there you go. You can see that.
Yep.
So I played around with the avatar as is, but it's slightly too tall. So what he's doing is, I had an idea, and I'm pretty sure he didn't want me to have that idea because it was a good one. But like I said, it's a lot of work. So we're working on a pepper that's lying down, like on a beach.
Gotcha.
With the avatar face overimposed on it. So that's what he's working on, which is very cool. I've already seen what he's doing with the face. He literally had to take out pixel per pixel so he can manipulate that. So he's got to be pretty close at this point.
Well, good. So you're going to do this indoors or you're going to do it outdoors?
No, this is going to be completely indoors.
Completely indoors.
Unless I get to eventually, doing, I don't know, barbecue or something. And then
I don't know what it's like down there, but a beach cook wouldn't be bad. If you follow what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fire up the old hibachi and go for it.
Yeah, maybe in the future. I got to start somewhere here.
Oh yeah, for sure. One step at a time.
And that's right. So I just needed to buy a Dutch oven. I just ordered that yesterday because the Mexican version that we have can't hold shit.
Ah,
2.5 liters will not cover anything.
no. No. That definitely is not worthy.
So the one I got, I may as well show you. Orders. Da-da-da. Again, here and here and here and here and here. So this is the one I got.
$7-quart, huh?
Yeah, that's plenty big.
Yeah, that'll get the job done.
Yeah, and as you can tell, it wasn't too expensive.
No, that's actually, I'm kind of surprised. That's really cheap.
Yeah, so including shipping, $40. So yeah, that will definitely get the job done.
For sure.
And it's aluminum, and I can trust that a lot better than what we have here at the house. Actually, I should really take a picture of what we have at the house so you can see it. Anyway, right, let me take a quick picture of that thing.
No, can't say as I have, Anna.
That. Okay, so this is the Mexican version that we have right now, and I don't trust it. First of all, it's very, very small. Like I said, nothing fits in there. But then you can see it's painted.
Oh,
So I've never used it because I'm afraid it might be. I mean, it may be perfectly okay to cook with, but I
you
have
don't know
never
what the hell
used
the
it
paint
because I
is.
thought it might. Right, exactly.
I mean, if it was just plain crock material, that'd be fine. Did I lose you, Diego?
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
I just muted on my headset because I'm having a 100.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, if that wasn't painted and just plain crock material, fired, that'd be fine.
Yeah. So I trust the aluminum one, and I'm getting a lot more.
Yeah, I was kind of lucky. I come across a bunch of cast iron ones that I've had for years.
Yeah, cast iron is great, but it's a lot more expensive too.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's heavier as hell too. But the same token, if I got wild hair up my butt, I can cook right in my wood stove. So, and I've done that.
Ooh, yeah. AMC, careful there, because if the time comes, they're simply going to say, "Oh, we don't have 250K to give you." You watch. That's the game they're going to play if it comes to it.
I don't know. I only keep a minimal amount in the bank anymore.
Yeah, I have cash on hand as well.
Yep. I'm not a fan of plastic. So, do you got some ideas on your first go around? There you go.
Yeah, I've got plenty of ideas. We'll see when I get the stuff that I need. I was going to make a tiramisu to start with, but and Texas is sending me a box because the ladyfingers are really, really expensive down here. But she hasn't been able to send it because they're all snowed in. So that may take a while. So in lieu of that, also because I think for my first show, people would expect me to do something a little spicier. I am thinking of making an andouille sausage and shrimp gumbo.
That sounds like a good idea.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't just want to cook. I literally want to help people understand, because when there are a lot of chefs that throw around French words, and the moment people hear that, they go, "Oh, there's a French word in there. I'm sure I can't do that." When that's all a bunch of BS. Most of these words mean very little, if anything. So I want to kind of just demystify that and keep it really simple, so people can actually feel comfortable with it. If that makes any sense, Robert.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Multitasking today.
Don't do it. You're gonna hurt yourself. Look at you. You got 16 people. 16 people in.
Yeah, and just general chit chat.
Guys, the StreamYard link is pinned to the top. Why don't you come on up here? We're just having a friendly conversation. There are no baseball bats involved.
Wait a minute here. Why are you taking the
Yeah.
fun out of it?
Oh, sorry, Robert. Okay, I don't have a baseball bat, so I'm not sure about Robert. Hey, he's got guns.
Shh.
Yeah, I forgot to hit the like too. MC, let me make sure I'm do that right now. Robert, you should really start this. I know I've told you this before. Make a poll. Say, have you hit the like button? And then one answers yes, the other one is no. So as people come in, that is the first thing they're going to see. And that way people won't forget. Because I promise you, at least 30% of the people that come in here want to give you a like, but simply forget.
Yeah, that's true. I even forget to do it myself.
I do that all the time. I have my own stream going, and I know I can like my own stream. I think that's cheating, by the way, but that's different story.
Yeah, well, it's there. Hey, what the
It's
hell?
there, so you should be doing it, but I always forget. I always do.
Yeah, absolutely. But in the same token, I don't. I guess it isn't a big thing for me. It's not a priority.
Not short term. Well, I can't even talk. Not short term. But long term, it helps. Hey, Jethro.
How you doing, Chaplain? Yeah, I have to agree with you on Diego. I've actually kicked around the idea of doing 2 panels a week, one in the morning and one in the afternoon, seeing that, one in the morning, kind of early or late morning, early afternoon, and then another day, one in the evening. Just because of, all the different time zones I have people in. I mean, there's probably 6 or 7 different countries here right now.
Right. Oh, so just so you know, for Thursday, the title of my stream will be something in the region of "To Be or Not to Be," the YouTube conundrum. And I want to talk about the things that we think we know. I mean, let's face it, none of us know anything for a fact. However, there are certain things that are happening right now on a regular basis, so we can kind of take it as a fact. And I want to talk about what other people speculate is up the pipeline or is already being used by this platform. I think that'll be a good discussion to have.
Oh yeah, for sure. There you go. AMC's got your title for you.
QB or not QB? That's actually not bad,
That's not bad at all.
Although I'm not. Well, I have an intelligent audience. I guess they would get that.
Easy now.
Well, I'm sorry, Robert, but I have to think in terms of. I mean, we're talking about it now, so it makes perfect sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I still haven't made up my mind. I may do a couple topics come Wednesday, just because there's so much shit going on, and changing fast. You know what I mean? The minute you get one bit of news information out there, another one comes in. And it's like, holy moly! It's like it's almost it's information overload. It's crazy. I've actually had to stop looking at some because it's just too much shit to cram in your head.
Well, that's actually better, AMC. To rumble or not to rumble?
Yeah, that is a good question there.
Although I kind of know the answer to that one already, so be kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. Although it is, it is relatively changing. I mean, there is definitely a shift happening. Now, whether that's for the better or not, who knows? But I am seeing more and more, shall we say, on alternatives. How you doing, Martha? Good to see you. I haven't seen her in a while.
I haven't either.
Hope you're doing well.
Oh, okay, I see. I'm glad to hear you're recovering well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Holy smokes.
Now we know why she hasn't been around.
Yeah, no doubt. Holy smokes.
Yeah, AMC. I've seen that. I've seen that done on a couple of different channels, and that seems to kind of sort of work. Um, the problem in general is that people don't like change. They just don't. And then you tell them, okay, you know what? I mean, and you can make it easy. For crying out loud, I can have my Rumble link in the description and just say, just hit that darn thing, and sign up for a free account, and you're good to go. And they still won't do it because I don't know. It's just very weird. Change doesn't go well with people.
Well, they get comfortable with what they're in, and what they know.
Which is the problem we're having on this planet right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
People may as well get used to change because that's the only constant thing.
For sure. For sure.
Oh, did he, Casey? I didn't even watch that stream. I know he's frustrated, so aren't we all?
Yeah, there's several that go both platforms, AMC.
Yeah, and I saw that episode of Redacted, the last one, I guess it was, or maybe not the last one. It was only a couple of days ago, but yeah, I saw that. Hey, Arnie.
We doing, Arn?
It's Arnie, Robert.
Arnie. Sorry. I call him Arn.
I know. I asked him because I wasn't sure what to call him.
Make sure you post your link and time there tonight there, Arnie.
Oh, thanks for the link, Casey. I'm going to open that up and I'm going to watch that later.
Yeah, I might check that out myself.
Yeah, I completely missed it. I was so involved with making the changes for my channel.
I'm trying to figure out why I didn't get notifications.
Nobody gets.
Design.
Okay, Robert.
Good.
Okay, so I scheduled last Thursday's panel, right? And I did that on Wednesday morning, early. Yeah. Uwe, and I know there are others, got the notification 2 days after the panel was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like with mine, I have a lot of people that get notifications, and then I have a lot of people who say they never did.
I get the same thing. I'm hoping now that all my content is off my channel, that YouTube will give me a break and stop throttling me. Because that's something they are definitely doing.
Oh, for sure. How you doing there, Donald?
No bad, Robert. How you doing yourself?
Good, good.
Good.
How's Scotland today?
No bad. Yeah, I'm down in Inverness just now. I came down on Sunday. I was playing at a Mother's Day concert on Sunday where there's grannies, mothers, and children. Toddlers and babies, toddlers, right up with the grannies, and it was quite good, an unusual gig, and it was quite good. And I'm giving a guitar lesson to someone down here tonight at 8 o'clock, and all's good. It's 120 miles from Wick, where I stay, down to here, and that's where our nearest McDonald's is, 120 miles away. So I had a McDonald's when I was down here. I had a couple of McDonald's burgers and that, and all's good.
Good. Good.
Robert, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you turn on the subtitles?
All right. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm just kidding you. I understand you perfectly well.
Oh no, it's because I'm not English, I'm Scottish, you know, and it's there is a lot of people find it difficult to understand what I'm saying, you know.
Yeah,
No, I have no problem. I think the guy that taught me Scottish was Robin Williams.
Right.
When he does his skit about golf courses, if you've seen that.
I've not seen it, no.
You are kidding me.
I'm from the north of Scotland, right up in the Highlands, so it's a completely different accent than anything further down, you know.
No, you got to.
Speaking my hometown accent, you probably wouldn't have kind of word I was saying.
I mean, you got to watch that skit.
We didn't say Scottish. We say Scottish. There's no T in silent T in Scottish. English. Someone from England says Scotland, but we say Scotland. A becomes an I. Scotland.
You know what cracks me up, Diego, is if he sings an English song, he sings it in perfect English. But if he's talking, it's like totally different accent.
Yeah, totally. Well, people say I do sing American Canadian accent when I'm singing, simply because my favorite singers were from Canada and America, and I just sing them the way I heard them when I was really young, you know. Gordon Lightfoot, Neil Young, Don Williams, Kenny Rogers, you know, all that kind of stuff. You know, I just sing it the same ways, the same pronunciations, and as them, because people did say I do sing American, you know, and a lot of singers do, especially country singers, they do sing American, you know, American or Canadian, just because probably in the same way as that's how they actually heard it, you know.
Robert.
Yes.
I don't know. Have you seen the skit with when he invents golf?
No.
I have it ready. It's about 4 minutes if you want me to put it up.
I don't care. Go for it. What's the general chat?
Okay, hold on. And share. Ta-da. Share. And there it is. All right, now hopefully the volume is high enough. Let's see. I got it all the way up. Can you hear that?
Because you can't fucking understand them before.
Not
And they're going,
kind of.
Not really. Yeah, let me find a better version. Give me a minute. I knew that was going to be a problem because I saw that volume on that particular video was just very low.
So how's the weather treating you there, Donald?
Not bad, yeah. It's the sun's been shining all day. It's a bit chilly. Now the sun's gone down, and but our clock shift this Sunday coming, so we'll see a big difference. Then now, you know, from next Sunday onwards, we'll see a big difference in the nights, and it'd be light for a change. Usually when I travel up, I travel from Glasgow, and I travel up to Edinburgh, and it's 2 hours difference. So it'll be 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 2 from Inverness to Wick. It's a 3-hour journey by bus, and you get on the bus at 10:05 in the evening, and by the time I get to it turns dark then, like, for after sort of half an hour it's dark after then, but that'll all change in another week. And because although it's a 3-hour bus journey, I don't mind it, because when it's not dark, when you can see scenery that you see, looking at the mountains and all that, like on the way home, it's better than watching TV. I love a journey, and I've usually always got an instrument on the bus with me, and I play for a whole hour usually. I get as part of the journey on the bus quietly. I usually play quietly at the back of the bus, and all good.
Okay, hey Arnie. So I found with the volume where you can actually hear it. So let me do that. It's
Alright.
subtitled in Spanish, but I mean you don't have to care about that.
And
You
if
can hear that,
want
right?
A linguistic adventure.
Yes, sir.
Go
Yes.
drinking with a Scotsman. Because you can't fucking understand them before. You land in Scotland and they're going, "Doodle kick at feel like it." Oh yeah. Oh yeah, right, yeah. Fuck yeah, it looks like burn the bullets, that's it, get something you think of it. Sure. Oh fuck sure, right? Oh, you know about my backside there, tweak your ass on the floor of it, came here. Sure. I'm sure you fucking bastard. You realise that, eh? And you realise how drunk they get. They could wear a skirt and not care. Now they could invent a sport like golf. Here's my idea for a fucking sport. I knock a ball in a gopher hole. Oh, you mean like pool? Fuck off, pool. Not with a straight stick, with a little fucked up stick. I whack the ball that goes in a gopher hole. Oh, you mean like croquet? Fuck croquet. I put the hole hundreds of yards away. Oh, yeah. It's great fun there. Oh, yeah, that's a great thing. Oh, like a bowling thing. Fuck no! Not straight, I put shit in the way. Like trees and bushes and high grass, so you can lose your fucking ball and go whacking away with a fucking tire iron. Whacking away, and each time you miss, you feel like you're gonna have a stroke. Fuck, that's what we'll call it. A stroke, because every time you miss, you feel like you're gonna fucking die. Oh, great. Oh, here's a bit of back. Oh, fuck, this is brilliant. Right near the end, I'll put a flat piece with a little flag to give you fucking hope. But then I'll put a pool and a sandbox to fuck with your ball again. You'll be there crashing your ass, jerking away in the sand. Oh, and you do this one time. Fuck no! 18 fucking times!
Yeah. That's brilliant. Have you heard Billy Connolly?
Heard who?
Billy Connolly.
Billy Connolly?
We can dress like a
Billy
pimp and no
Connolly,
one
yeah.
will care.
Have you heard Billy
We can
Connolly?
wear clothes and even a blind gay man would go, "Oh
No.
dear Christ."
Well,
Those are
he's
loud. This
talking
is
Billy
not
Connolly. If
carnival.
you
What
look
the
at
fuck are you on? Even the alligator's going, "Asshole."
I typed Billy Connolly and
And you get in it's such an exciting athletic sport too. Whack the ball, get in the cart. Whack the ball, get in the cart. And the commentary's electrifying. Just this side of curling for really getting me going. We're on the third green now.
Could people be quieter? I'd like to hear the grass grow.
I want the guy who does Mexican soccer to do golf one time. Ball is going to the...
Now, there's
Oh,
a classic guy, man.
Oh man, if that ain't funny, I don't know what can make you laugh.
Yeah.
Holy
One time?
shit.
Fuck no. We're going to do this 18 times.
You were saying Billy Connolly, Donald?
Yeah, I'm just typing it in the chat. I won't be a second.
Oh, there's another classic, Billy Connolly.
Yeah, he does some great travel videos back in the day.
Yeah. He's the best, by far the best Scottish comedian. If you like the Scottish stuff, well, you like laughter. If you like what he turns incidents into, I'll not spoil it for you, but if you're stuck for a good laugh, sometime definitely worth listening to.
I have a joke from him that has stuck with me when he was first starting, and people don't even remember that one, but it kind of stuck with me. And he says he went to a shop and he says, I want to buy some little. And the shopkeeper didn't understand him and said, no, I want to buy some little. And eventually, Jimmy Connolly goes, oh, fuck it, give me some carpet.
Yeah.
So you're up early this morning there, Robert?
Saturday afternoon for me, guy. 2:18 p.m.
Oh, I guess so. It's still morning here where I live. It's my Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's 11 here.
Gotcha.
Saturday morning. It can't be Saturday morning. It can't be Saturday morning, surely.
Yeah, in my world, my Friday, I finished work yesterday. My Fridays are everybody else's Mondays. My Mondays are everybody else's Fridays.
Well,
so today's my Saturday.
Back in the day, Friday night used to be my Monday morning. Friday night used to be my Monday morning back in the day, like when I was working as a musician. Friday night was my Monday morning, and
yeah, no shit, yeah.
Started training, it's a 6:20 in the evening here, just now with us.
Mm-hmm. So where in Scotland are you?
Right now I'm in Inverness, but I live right up at the top of Scotland, 120 miles from here, and I live in Wick, and then right up at the top of Scotland. It's only 16 miles to the most northerly point on UK mainland, right up at the top. I mean, imagine how far up I am. I've got 120 mile travel, 3 hours on a bus to get a McDonald's burger. That's the nearest McDonald's. 120 miles away.
Is that a blessing or a disguise?
I'm not sure. It's a good feature for my channel anyway, because a lot of people think it's quite amazing that I'm really living in the hills. No, because imagine being 120 miles away from the nearest McDonald's. Apparently, there's signs for McDonald's in the desert, even. We just have to go one less than 120 miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys hold the fort down for a second. I'm going to go grab a coffee. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Sure. Hey, Paula. Grab the mic.
So did I see in the chat there, somebody was saying that Rob's going to do morning panels moving forward? Is that the deal on the weekdays?
I may do 2 different days. I might do an early panel and then a later panel on a different one because of just time zones.
Yeah.
So I may be doing that in the future, it looks like. So we'll see. Anyways, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
So I decided I'm gonna do the G-rated show for the first hour, and then migrate everybody on to Rumble for moving forward, so we can exercise our free speech rights. So
That's funny you mentioned that, because you may have missed it, but maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes ago we were talking about how many channels are doing that now.
Yeah. Well, there are a few of them. So I'm just tired of having to talk double speak for the most part, right? I mean, I want to do this as enjoyment, not as a, you know. So I figured that's what I'm going to do. So it's all set up, ready to go for tonight. The first run, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I've implemented something new on my channel too. I now have a 10-minute intro on my panel. So if I'm going live, say 8 p.m. Eastern, which is my time, I'm actually going live at 7:50, and then I have a 10-minute intro to get over that initial swearing
Yeah.
penalty.
Also gives time for your people to get to your channel. So
That's another benefit, yes.
yeah,
I've not yet learned how to go on, you know, to do an intro before you actually go on. You know, I would like to do that myself someday, but I don't know how to actually do that. You know, I'm not on StreamYard though, just YouTube.
I had some help, so there's that.
Right. I don't know how to do that. It does make a big difference doing a premiere, you know, before you go live and that. But I don't know. I don't know how to do that. So, but I'll have to learn it to do that someday because that could make a big difference. I think it does, you know.
Arnie, have you noticed my new avatar?
yeah, it actually looks really red hot.
Yeah, yes, it does. Go to my channel and check out the new banner.
Yeah, I'm not at the computer at the moment, but I would definitely do that. I'll look you up.
All right, no problem.
I just figured out how to actually do this kind of stuff on my smartphone. I couldn't figure it out. I didn't realize I needed to download the YouTube app onto the phone. Because if you use it in a browser on a phone, then you don't have any access to chatting or anything. It's like, so
Right.
I figured it out. So I'm kind of cool. I can go outside and chat now, which is really cool. Get some fresh air.
Yeah, that's nice. I wouldn't dream of doing anything on YouTube on a phone. That no way.
Just
I can't-
panels. On the panels, it's fine. My phone's pretty locked up, so it's pretty hard to get into my phone.
Oh no, that wasn't the reasoning behind it. I just couldn't see anything.
Yeah, true enough. It is pretty small.
Hey TPR.
How you doing, TPR?
Hey, Diego. Hey, Robert.
DW
Yeah.
PA Boo Song is Donald, and you know Arnie, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen
TPR,
Arnie before.
Yeah. How are
Yeah, how you
you,
doing?
TPR?
How you doing,
Good,
team?
yeah.
How you doing?
Just enjoying the morning.
Oh, this is the practice room guy. There we go.
Yes,
now
sir.
I know who it is. Yeah. Good to see you again, man.
Yeah, you too. The practice room typing it out is like too long for most StreamYard bubbles, so I just shortened it.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, I know his first name is Al, but I won't tell anybody that.
It's Bob, but I spell
I-
it backwards so they can't find me.
I thought his first name was the.
I used
You
to
know,
know a
it's-
guy named Doug a long time ago. He was from Florida.
No, he said the.
Oh. I said Doug. I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember Doug. He was a good lad. Went by the name Smorgasbord. And for the longest time, because I'd never heard of Smorgasbord because I'm Canadian, we call them buffets. I'm like, what does smorgas board mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, true enough.
Yeah, I was watching. I seen you spell checks in the chat, and I was almost going to get on you.
Back in a wee minute, guys. I'm just going to put a kettle on. See you in a wee minute.
All right, take care, buddy. See you in a bit.
All right.
Cheers.
See you there.
I'll maybe play a tune for you if you want.
Sure, always down.
Yeah. Right. Cheers. I'll just go and get myself a cup of that. Right. See you
All
soon.
right, guys. See you in a couple.
Cheers.
Yeah, it just still amazes me that his speaking accent is so thick, but yet when he's singing, you'd think he speaks perfect English.
Yeah.
Keith Urban is like that. You can't tell that he's Australian when he sings, but when he speaks, he is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's that's got to be a consistency when it comes to singing. just by the very nature of the way you have to sing, so you don't burn your voice out. It gets rid of a lot of accents, you know.
Well, I think for the same reason, a lot of people that stutter when they speak do not when they sing.
Yeah, correct. Unless you're Joe Cocker.
Right.
Wait, how do you explain rap music then?
Self-induced stuttering.
It has to do with chemical reactions and
Excuse me.
So I have a question about your original intent for this stream. Lead, are we still on the original idea or have we moved past that?
as far as what today's?
Yes.
Today's is just open panel chat.
Okay, well, the title and what I caught as I first joined had more to do with a political event happening today, and I was wondering if that was the intent of the stream.
Oh, that was just tongue in cheek.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like everybody's making a big hoo-ha out of everything, you know. And, you know, you really, until things happen, you can't speculate, you know. And that's why I thought it was like everybody's, you know, trying to predict what's going to go on. This is going to be this. This is going to be that. This is going to be this. And I'm like, holy, come on, people.
Well, I mean, you could speculate, but it wouldn't do you any good.
It wouldn't do you any damn good.
Well, it was what I was wondering about a lot of alternative theory podcasts is, have any of them ever solved anything? I mean, other than boosting each other's egos. I mean, has any, you know, random theory like flat Earth? Okay, I know it's a topic in and of itself, and we're not here to discuss the flat Earth. But no matter how many panels and chats and videos they've made, have they ever proven the world's flat?
In their mind, maybe.
Well, have they ever shown that it is? Has it ever happened?
Not that I'm aware of, other than things that to me aren't proof. But you know, I don't. Here's the problem with a lot of things, and I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to stay off the topic. The easiest way to hide truth is to wrap it in bullshit. So you have to be able to parse those things. And a lot of things to some people can be very convincing.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't necessarily make them true. Hence why I always try to look for it, and hence like my panel with the planets. I mean, I was pretty positive I knew what they were and stuff, but you know, it goes into the fray, and you play it out, see what happens. Hopefully, it pushes along the idea of the scientific process, if you understand what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Does that help you any, Annette?
Just like I said, it's just curiosity, and you know, it gives people a direction for chats and stuff, and some expectations that, you know, I said it on my podcast that, you know, when I'm on Leads, I'm probably the most hated person because I won't go along with every conspiracy theory.
No, absolutely.
But I'm fine with that. You know, like I understand I'm not going to be everybody's best friend. The thing is, I don't ever call people stupid. Like, you know, and I don't insult people. I'm just like, well, here's where I think you're wrong. When people start to, you know, they get into name calling and, well, you're afraid to look at this and, you know, you won't touch that, or they have convinced you. And I'm like, who are they? Like with chemtrails, what's the chemical? You guys have been, you know, trying to tell me about chemtrails for 20 years. What's the chemical? You've had 20 years of time to figure it out. And they come up with aluminum. And I'm like, aluminum's the most common element in the Earth's crust. Please show me where there's a dramatic increase. You know, like I've never found a panel of that style that's ever proven anything. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And the reason I watch them is I'm interested. Maybe this one will. Right.
And
And that's
I'm
just what I'm
exactly
doing.
I'm exactly the same way. I was somebody tried to convince me of just as an example of the flat Earth thing about a year ago. And I don't dismiss anything offhand because I mean I may think it's ridiculous, but these days you never know. So I did my own research. I couldn't find anything to support that claim at all. I thought it was a bunch of BS. But at least I can say I did my research.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well-
the thing about the scientific method, right? It's peer reviewed. You don't just get to say something or make a video and then it's true. Your
Thing is about
peers
peer
have to be
review.
able to reproduce it.
The problem with peer review, though, becomes an echo chamber of individuals that call themselves peers and facilitate the same narrative they want to create. So that used to be great in science a long time ago, but I don't think they use that same concept today. It's paid peers. Who's paying these guys to say what they say?
Well,
It's always
yeah,
in
therein lies
anything.
one of the problems.
In anything, you always got to follow the money. So who stands to benefit for a message when we say media is propaganda today? There has to be a beneficiary to it. So who is it? So that to me is my stated goal when I do any kind of research is I'm always following where the money is. Who finances the topic?
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I
and
took 5 years of advanced science in all three disciplines: chemistry, physics, and biology. So at what point did someone come up and tell me I had to lie to the rest of the human race? Like, when did that happen? Can you remind
Well,
me? Because I don't remember the room number
Well, hold on,
where
TPR.
I was
Hold on.
told.
TPR. Now, hold on. You're speaking of as in a classroom or a learning setting, not in a corporate setting. It's no secret that many published papers that were peer reviewed as true have turned out to not be. Depending upon which corporation was backing them. And unfortunately, that has tainted science, as you may learn or understand it, as I may learn or understand it. That's become a problem in and of itself, because if we are supposed to base our trust in the scientific method, which is what should happen, then it cannot be biased in such a way or put out where it's flagrantly wrong. And they can literally thank themselves for that. That's the bad thing about humanity itself.
Okay, you might be talking about way more complicated topics. Let's just go to something simple, right? Radio theory, dual source interference patterns, okay, can be reproduced by any child in school. I honestly don't think that they teach ripple tank experiments in school anymore. I think it's too hard for the, we can't have a scoreboard kind of environment we live in today.
Well, but that's a problem right there in and of itself.
Yeah, okay, but
try to explain. Here's another example. Try to explain general and special relativity to somebody.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't be too far off to what you're saying there.
Well, I think those are two totally different things. But
well, no. What I'm talking about is explaining concepts at different levels, because you get the grade school level, you get the high school level, and then you get the college level. Is the grade school level wrong? No, not necessarily, but it's not entirely true either. And I agree with you. There's a lot of things that aren't taught anymore nowadays that should be.
Which as a result, it becomes some intellectuals. The whole thing in grifting is fast talkers for slow moving brains. So yeah, you can present yourself as intellectual if you're talking to a bunch of people who don't understand the topic, and it sounds great. and nobody does any research on their own and don't know how to do research on their own to actually find where it is. That's why I like conspiracy theories, because they're not trying to convince you anything. They're just saying, here's what I think. You want to figure it out on your own and come up to your own conclusions, then here you go. They don't go in there and sit there, this is settled now because I said so. Because
I don't think they ever say that in science either.
Well, they do. They always, if you always listen to the media when they're presenting scientific experts, and if you break down the word expert, one means a has been and spurt means a constant drip. That's, to me, is what experts are as far as their credibility is concerned, right?
So would that then apply to me as well?
I'm not, well, there again,
Like,
I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know you. All I'm saying is this. I'm just speaking about human nature, right? The fact is the majority of the world have the intelligence of a goldfish. They take headlines and figure they have facts. And they never, and anybody who says the science is settled, obviously we know what we're talking about here, right? Obviously I have a red flag when science is settled, because it's never settled.
Okay, well, let me put you this way. Okay, so going back to what I said, right? The dual interference patterns, dual source interference patterns. Okay, that then becomes how your wireless router works at your house. But then people get on these trains of, I think that 5G is spying on my internet. And because I think that way, there's an internet video I can look up and it says, well, I think that this is true, and therefore you can just do your own research. But people never go back to the basics of, look at a dual source interference pattern. And you'll learn that if you turn your router about 10 degrees to one side or the other, the dead zones in your house will shift. And that's not magic. That's the science. But people are so, and it's not that they have the intelligence of a goldfish. They have the way it's actually said is they have the attention span. We now actually have less attention span than a goldfish.
Yeah,
we're now down, and it's going to be something I'm going to bring up on a pool podcast. But I mean, you're now
correct
7 seconds.
You are correct in that aspect that attention spans have waned.
Yeah,
I
but
blame that on
there's also
social media.
a reason for it.
Yeah, I blame that on social media.
Very much social media.
This was designed way back when I was in broadcast school. The whole point of the exercise is to actually create the message, so because they use emotion and constitute emotion as truth, and emotion is not really the truth. All it is a warning sign, physiologically, right? Is a warning sign if something just doesn't feel right. Your gut feels it, but they try to get you to avoid your gut.
I would say that's what conspiracy theorists do. They get you to turn away from an actual book that can explain it repeatedly, that you can go out and prove yourself, and they want the quick 7-second answer. And studies have shown people have actually gotten dumber by about 20 IQ points in the last 100 years. Now, why does that happen? That's because you have answers to everything. You have a machine that can then make the sweater instead of having a child make the sweater. You know, the cars can be built faster. The vaccines can be designed and tested faster. So nobody ever does any actual research, and they just come up with their own wild theories because somebody else has figured out how to sell an idea that will grab your brain faster, like using a fear response. You're afraid to look at this video, or you don't know what they won't tell you. You know, and
well, that's used on both sides of
CPR.
CPR. Hold on, that's used on both sides of the fence.
Oh 100%. God, I have to use it. I have to use it in pool. I have to show you a flashy picture. I have to move my camera every 8 seconds to keep your attention. I have to have multiple flashy inputs on my streams.
Yep.
That's a requirement to keep an audience.
Actually, TPR pool is a really, really good example.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, you go into a bar where there's a small pool table, and 99.9% of the people that will play there, their only aim is to sink one ball. That's it. And they think they won the game.
Yep.
But when you have an experienced player, they don't look at one ball. They look at all of them because they want to run the table. And they look at where the problem lies. And they find a way to get into position to break out whatever problem ball they have in order to run the table. That is the difference, I think. Does that make sense, TPR?
Yeah, and that's also why 9-ball is now, or it's not now. Now it's kind of faded out of public view, but it's why it took off as a sport in the 30s. Was that it was faster than straight pool. It was faster than billiards. Billiards was too hard for people.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't understand how to do it, or they couldn't replicate it, so they went to something faster and snappier. And then in the 80s, you know,
how many
9-ball
people
was
actually sit and
huge.
watch snooker for 8 hours?
Exactly.
I used to.
I mean, I like a good snooker match. There's no doubt in my mind, but it's not. A lot of people can't even watch a 9-ball match in a race to 7.
Mhm.
You know, how you doing, Big D?
That's why I was talking to
but let
another
me-
creator on my channel about like how long he said how long it takes or how long you're allotted to have a race to a certain number of games because of a shot clock, and that's all designed around the same thing: fast, quick.
Yep.
Shove information down people's throats to keep their attention.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you don't like the media, and that's fine, like, you know, that's a very individual choice. Turn it off. Don't complain about it. Don't say I don't like the media. Just turn it off. How many
Well,
of you guys
I
know that
turn
I
off
haven't
the
watched
bullshit.
a
I don't like
television set in 10 years? Right? And like, oh well, but TPR is totally with the government and all the big corporate. He's the bad guy because he's in the media. I haven't watched a TV in 10 years. I mean, I turned it on once last year to watch a Super Bowl, and I turned it on once this year so far to watch the Super Bowl. And I was never interested in the Super Bowl. Do you know who tricked me into watching it? Was my dad, because it was his favorite thing.
Yeah, I haven't had a TV in 20 years.
Well,
Just
I still have
because
TVs in my house, but they're connected to the internet, so I can watch
Well,
YouTube on them or whatever.
I literally
Netflix.
do not have a TV in my house.
You have a computer monitor. It's the same thing.
Well, yeah, but
The computer monitor I'm using has a TV tuner built into it, you know, like with the antenna connection.
Yeah.
You know, big deal. It's still
TPR, we had talked about, or I had suggested we should collaborate on a pool billiards panel.
Mhm.
Maybe me and you should sit down and we'll talk about the scientific method. Me and you
Mhm.
On a panel.
I would love to be part of that discussion.
Yeah.
You should check out
you
my
know-
last podcast, Diego. You might like the way that I present ideas and what I do with my guests.
The
You know what? Let me make sure. I think I'm subscribed to you. Just let me make sure.
and I'm not, there's some things, some paths I'd like to go down, but I'm not going to do it on this panel at the moment.
No, I know.
because
That's why I said, like, I wanted to know which direction you were going with it, because I don't want to hijack it with
No,
different
just
topics.
just general chat today, but it is a conversation that does need to be had for
Mhm.
many different reasons, for your reasons and for my reasons. And I do think it would be informative. We are going to have to. We'll talk about that. I think that's something that should be done.
Yeah, I was subscribed already, so that's good.
The one suggestion though, TPR, when you do your lives,
Mhm.
have something in the beginning a little longer, because I didn't get notification till you guys were already into it. I find
I usually like let it have a preview of like, this is going to go live in 1 hour, and then I
Yeah.
have the 5-minute intro, which is fairly long.
yeah,
You know, to get people like, oh, hey, he's starting, and there are visuals, and like Arnie, have a look, and you'll see what I mean. Like, as far as what I was saying about cameras and moving them and constant action, you'll see it in the 5-minute intro. You can mute the music if you don't like it. That's fine. The music is designed for like a younger audience. It's not actually my style of music, but it works. But you'll see what I mean. Like, I actually have to do all these tricks to keep people's attention and get views. That's just the way that things work today, and I have no choice in it. So, but as far as the intro lead, yeah, for sure. A longer one would be nice, but giving them the hour and then giving them the
I
extra
agree
5
with you.
minutes.
But I know, like the pre-notification, I don't think works as well as what we think it does. I do know if I go up and give it, 5 to 7 minutes, hence why I play one of my songs always at the beginning. A lot more notifications go out, and I have yet to understand how YouTube's algorithms are handling that. It might be such a thing as just not updating certain servers in certain places in real time. And it's not like YouTube hasn't been without its problems lately. So,
Well, I told you this earlier, Robert, but TPR wasn't here, so for his benefit, I'm going to repeat it. So I had a panel last Thursday, and I scheduled the panel on Wednesday morning. I have reports of people that got their notification for the panel 2 days after the fact.
Yep.
So, yeah.
But that
Take that for
can
what
come
it's
from a
worth.
lot of different sources. That can come from your device, your account, them, whether they were holding it for a review because they might have held it and said there were bad words or there were controversial topics. And so your stream, like when you finish your stream, unless it's like totally child safe, will vanish for a couple hours to a couple days while they review it.
oh yeah, for sure.
And then it comes back, and then you might get the notification. Oh, hey, by the way, or the person might have they might have just clicked the bell. That means personalized notifications. Doesn't mean all. So there's a lot of different reasons that stuff happens. I knew about your panel, and I was there, and unfortunately, you just couldn't hear me. I think that was something on my end, but like I was there to join you to give you a hand with your streaming, but
Yeah, I
I
know, and I appreciated it, and I didn't know what was wrong, and I couldn't fix it from my end. So, like you said, it probably was from your end. But either way, you just can't trust this platform to do what it's supposed to do. If I schedule something, the notifications should be virtually instant. I mean, come on, it doesn't take a person to send out all these notifications. It's all the algorithm.
Yep.
Well, what I find strange is like even community posts. Some of them will get hit right away. Some of them won't.
We only get 4. Like that's all I get is 4. So it's 4 out of every single person that I've subscribed to. So if everybody does it at once, YouTube will randomly select 4 that I have, then 4 have I paid more attention to. If I consistently read news stories, I will get theirs first.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
This is all that scary sciencey stuff.
I'm not sure.
Assessment.
Sorry, I'm not sure I understood that, TPR. Can you repeat that for me?
Okay, so if I always watch Arnie streams, okay, and I always watch lead streams, but I never watch yours, and then I watch a lot of, oh God, forbid me saying this, MSNBC. So I'm so sorry to all humans. And then oh God, if I watched a lot of Fox, I will get Fox, I will get Lead, I will get Arnie, and I will get the devil, MSNBC stories first. Like even their community posts, I will always see those results because I only get 4. That's on Windows 10 on the website. That's what you get is 4 stories that come up or 4 community posts at once. Once I read leads, then I get the 5th one, which might be the 5th most popular thing I'd looked up, which might be Anna's. I might have seen Anna's next because I had clicked on it to say, like where it says read more. I clicked on that. That means I'm telling YouTube I have an interest in what Anna's saying. right? So I may not get your notification. If all I did is click the bell, it's personalized. It's not all notifications.
Okay, that's very interesting, TPR. And I need you on the panel on Thursday because that's going to be kind of my topic. I was saying the title is probably going to be or not to be, the YouTube conundrum, and I want to talk about the things we know or we think we know, and the things we can speculate about, and this would be really fitting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't mind at all. I am subscribed to you, so I will just go check it, day to day and see if it says, Diego's going to have a live stream. If I click on that, I will then get consistently reminded, hey, by the way, Diego is going to go live. It's not enough to just see it. I have to click on it and go into it and go into the waiting room for the live stream. And then YouTube knows I am interested.
I'm going to schedule it at some point today just to see how many people get the notification.
Yep. I also don't get a lot of notifications personally because I don't use my phone. I don't even have it in this room. I don't have my cell phone in this room to show you. My screen time jumped 100% last week from 1 minute to 2 minutes on average per day. That's about how much I use my phone. So I don't get notifications. I don't get push notifications all the time. So like I miss when Robert starts. It just happens to be when I hit refresh on the YouTube homepage and it says, oh, hey, Leeds live. And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Well,
yeah, I've noticed that a lot of times. I actually keep a homepage open and I refresh it periodically when I think about it, just because of that reason, for what you're saying. Because even in like my side panel may not show it, but my bell notifications may, if I refresh it. I catch a lot of stuff that way if it doesn't, just pop up like I think it should. And on my phone, I myself personally keep that low notification just because it would drive me nuts otherwise. So.
Yeah, and that's the point. Like, I don't subscribe to a ton of stuff. I subscribe to people that I enjoy or that I have an interest in. Right? I may not enjoy everybody's content, but like I said on mine, I don't downvote stuff. If I see something I don't agree with or I'm just not interested in, I'll say I'm not interested on the YouTube homepage. And if I really
I
don't
found that doesn't
enjoy
always necessarily
content,
work depending on who it is.
No, well, there's two different things, right? You can say, I'm not interested in this video, in which case it will no longer show you that video. And then there's the other option of don't recommend this channel, in which case I never see your channel again. Right?
Yeah.
And then there's the downvote option.
I had that set with CNN, and they always keep showing it anyway. Because the only time I go there is if somebody else posts something that seems to be like as relevant. Not much, Andy. Just a general chat.
I've got more viewers than CNN does.
Well, that's not much to brag about, Diego.
I know.
I just checked. CNN had like 5.6 million, I think. I don't know. It's on one of my other tabs.
I have no idea.
14.9 million. The thing is, like, I don't take my political advice from CNN. I watch it for quick clips that are like, watch this guy get shot, or this is what former military advisor thinks will happen.
Yeah.
And I just take it at face value, right? I don't make, future investment opportunity decisions based upon what they say. I just, real quick, I get to see the footage. I know that there's more before and after the footage. I get that, because that's why I'm not one of those crazy people that thinks all police want to kill us. Because I know that there's more to what you see than what goes on. But
for sure,
I'm just there to see like what's going on in Ukraine today because I'm interested. That's it.
TPR, how many people do you think are in airports every day in the U.S.?
A lot, an awful lot. That's what I took my degree in, was airport management and design.
Okay. Well, they are your viewers for CNN.
That's right, 100%. They own all the airports.
They don't
pay
own the airports.
They own. Yeah, they do. They pay the airports to play their content.
No, they
That's y'all.
have an actual
okay.
either cable company that provides the feed, or they have an internet provider that provides the feed.
CNN has a standard contract with all airports in the United States to play their content in their waiting rooms. I'm not telling you that because it's off the top of my head. That's researched. Again, I always follow the money. So that's where they get their viewers from. So they can easily manipulate their stats based on that alone. All they have to do is take their demographics from the airport, whatever the airport stats are.
And that exposes it to more eyes for sure. Like, you know, we do have news things in our airports. They're usually, we call it the House of Commons. But I mean, that will play, and it's like the most boring crap you could ever watch is a bunch of old people argue about stupid shit that doesn't affect the people that can't afford broccoli in the grocery store.
Yeah, for sure.
But
hey,
I mean,
got
it
one
plays.
for you. I got a question for you, TPR.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, Bill C-11 you guys got going up there?
Yes.
Well, what do you think the outcome of that's going to be if it goes through?
Stuck in Senate right now.
Well, it's what it is for people who don't understand it is you have to in your YouTube or your Facebook or whatever social media platform you use, you have to be quote unquote Canadian enough to be promoted within our country. Now, Canadian enough doesn't actually have a definition. It's whatever the government decides. The thing is, like we have one ruling party, or they're a minority party, but they have a friend, in the government who backs them up. And so what they're going to do is they're just going to push the bill through. And it's actually already working on YouTube, where I see more Canadian content and very little American. So I have to subscribe to stuff if I want to see it. And in order for my channel to grow, what I had to do is I had to start publishing French subtitles, which I thought was kind of a joke. Where do I think it's going to go? It's going to get shoved down everybody's throats. You're going to have to comply with it. And then in the end, Justin Trudeau, our glorious leader, because that's what they call Kim Jong-il and Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump and Xi Jinping, all the dictators, that's what they do. They force their opinions on everybody. And once our glorious leader gets kicked out, because his term will be up, he will then become probably the head of the CRTC. That'll be his next job.
Oof.
Just so he can control media better.
So let me ask you this then.
Hmm?
Do you think they're trying to build a echo chamber in and of itself by doing that?
We weren't allowed to see that Justin Trudeau got made fun of by all the rest of the leaders of the world. It never appeared in Canadian media. You could only find it on the internet. It was not available on television.
Imagine that.
Right?
Sounds real familiar.
But the thing is, it was on U.S. big news media outlets like CNN, like MSNBC, like Fox. It was on all of theirs, or all of yours, sorry. But we were not allowed to see it. If it was truly a global conspiracy, it would not have appeared in any mainstream
media.
No,
I don't think that's the case when it comes to that. Certainly, they're going to take advantage of that just for eyeballs. I just find it
up
ironic. I find it quite
hyped
ironic.
up his thing with the balloons, right? That the Canadians let us shoot down the balloon. I'm like, you know what? Justin Trudeau is a fucking clown. Oops, sorry, I said a bad word. The
Clown?
guy makes me angry.
Quit saying clown, man.
He's a fire trucking clown. And he was like, oh yeah, I helped the Americans. You didn't help anybody. They told you they were going to shoot it down the end. And then the media spun it as like this big cooperation, which is just a big pile of lies.
Well, the truth of the matter was we gave away all our weapons anyway, so we didn't have any missiles to shoot at it anyway. So that's the real truth of the matter.
Well, what I'm getting at anyway. Go ahead, Arn.
I'm glad they're giving away the weapons because I think Ukraine needs to be able to defend itself. I'm ashamed that no one is over there giving them a hand on the ground because somebody needs to put an end to this dictator crap.
Well, yes, I agree with that in some senses. In other senses, I don't. When it comes to geopolitics, and I'm definitely not going to argue that point.
Yeah.
Speaking as someone who's been in war, there's a lot there from all sides that doesn't meet the eye, in my opinion. And I'll leave it at that. But back to the topic at hand that we were speaking of, is what you were saying about not seeing how Trudeau was, shall we say, shamed by other world leaders. Whereas it's the same thing here. If I want to see something that they're trying to not show here, I will see it on Sky News in Australia. Believe it or not, I actually found out that there was tornadoes in my daughter's town in Australia before they had it on news here, which just blows my mind. Somebody's got an echo.
Might have been me sitting in my chair. I had to get up for a second. I was listening the whole time.
But, and my opinion, what they're doing there up with C11 and a lot of other countries, how this stuff is working. When you say they show it here in the States, yeah. Because it's easy to distract people and point fingers in other directions. And we still got an echo bad somewhere.
Okay, well, it's only Arnie and I that have our mics open, so I'll mute mine and you tell me if the echo goes away.
Check, check, check. 1, 2. Check. Yep, it is you, TPR.
That's because I'm trying to destroy your stuff. I'm actually working for YouTube in the background. So
Oh, okay. Well, I've already had that happen, guy. You should just send me your email and where you're at.
That's
we'll talk about
that's why I brought it up. I will go find my headset, though, okay?
No, it's all right. It's just it doesn't happen all the time. I just wonder what changed that made it do it. It might be that you moved and it changed the noise cancellation on you. But anyways, what I'm saying is when it comes to news and how things are around the world, I'm a little disturbed how different countries are consolidating their in-country news versus what you see out. And I myself personally think that should not happen. And I'm sure you kind of feel the same way in that aspect. That's why I wondered what you thought the side effects of that were going to be.
Like I said, it's just let's insulate ourselves. Let's not hear any bad news about our own selves, and let's just hear bad news about other people.
That's kind of what I thought as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
it stops dissent.
Mm-hmm.
It gives a false sense of how things really are.
But I don't think the outside world understands how violently opposed my country is to the government.
I think that's all countries right at the moment.
I don't think that I haven't seen it. Like in Russia, you don't see it. Here,
you never will.
We pull the military out to stop people from honking their horns because they're a danger to society, and we need a tank or several of them. And then we have people that have gone so far right, they're bringing machine guns to protests, and it's like, this is not okay. Like both sides, this is not okay. You've all gone.
Kind of curious where you're getting that topic about machine guns to protest. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, Milk River, Alberta.
Oh, so you bought what the CBC was selling on that idea, yeah?
No, I was there.
So was I.
Yeah, it actually did happen, and Mr. Pastor is he's actually pretty guilty.
Okay.
I have a good friend who actually had a gun with him there, and I didn't like it.
Well, in Canada and the West, it's still legal to carry a weapon.
You don't need a machine gun to take down a grizzly bear. It's not required.
In your opinion?
I've actually stood face to face with a grizzly bear, and trust me, your bear spray is way more likely to help than skipping a bullet off of its skull, which is just going to make it more angry.
Mhm.
I'll beg to differ on that one.
Yeah, you can come out and wrestle one if you really want. There's
Oh,
lots near my house.
I've guided bears and hunted many. I'm well aware of it.
Well, they made that legal too, didn't they? They took away the ban on killing bears in the U.S.
There was never a ban in the U.S. Only in certain
Well,
areas where populations were low.
Well, the whole population is low. It's only confined to the mountains.
Are you speaking of grizzlies and browns?
Grizzlies, yeah.
Yeah, that depends on the areas and if they have nuisances and things like that.
Yeah, nuisance bears, the wildlife people will come in and take care of that. They don't let like we had one, a cop drove over a deer to put it down because it was loose in the city and went a little bit nuts because it got confused. And they tried to hang the cop for not being able to kill it properly with his vehicle. But the thing is, the cop isn't allowed to shoot the deer.
Yeah,
Only a wildlife officer can do that. And it's like, really? This is red tape crap.
Yeah.
He's a police officer. He knows how to handle a firearm. Just let him do his job. But no, we have to make a mess out of it and cripple the deer and make it suffer the whole time it's dying. Like,
yeah, see here, if that happens, either like if you call it in, they'll either give you permission to put it down yourself if you're armed, or a police officer will come out and put it down. Which is the way it should be. In my, although I've had many people claim, well, no. I'm like, come on now, use your brain. You know what I find interesting is where we parse an agreement and disagreement. It's quite interesting, which is a road me and you are going to have to go down sometime, I think.
I just want to nip something in the bud real quick here in the chat.
What's that?
I love meat. I eat meat. I have shot and eaten the animals that I've killed. But no, I will never make something suffer. If that hurts your feelings, that I don't like to watch things suffer, then that's your business. But I'm not sadistic.
I don't think I think it got misconstrued in what you said. When
it came out. Did I cry about the deer? Yeah, you know what? It doesn't make me feel real happy that you go drive over the poor thing and break its back,
that should not have happened.
Feels.
I agree with you. That should not happen.
But this is what I was addressing in the chat. Is like, yeah, you know what? If I shoot something, it's going to die. If it doesn't die in the first shot, it will on the second. And then I will eat it, right? I have no problem with that. What I don't like is making something suffer for my enjoyment. That's sick.
Yes, and I will agree with you on that. As I said, I think somebody may have took what you said in the wrong way. I understood what you said. But anyways, we are getting into topics that I didn't want to get into in a general chat.
Oh no! I wasn't going to follow the path really far. I was ending.
No, that's
where
fine.
It was.
Fine. Because this afternoon, with everything that's going on, I just want a general chat anyway. But
yeah. I was wondering what was going to happen. Like, okay, if the judgment went through and a warrant was issued and it was enforced, what were people waiting to see happen? Like, you guys in the panel, what were you waiting to see happen if?
Truthfully, I was waiting to see whether or not they were going to go through with it. All things considered,
I think it's another distraction tactic. Right hand's doing something they don't want you to see, so let's just do this. Isn't it funny that all of a sudden Trump became the news during a disaster in the financial industry?
Yeah.
Now, have you heard anything? Have you ever heard anything in the last 2 days about the finances when it ran 24/7 on all networks for a week?
I actually don't watch everything that I see. It's a wonderful filter.
So you have to ask yourself why that is. So what are they trying to accomplish?
But they've been going after Trump since he was in office. So I'm amazed it's taken this damn long.
We are definitely going to have a debate on that one day.
Yeah, I'd love that. Like, why? Why does it take 4 or 5 years to arrest some? Like, oh my God, what are you people doing?
Well, they actually have to have proof of wrongdoing, guy.
But they're able to like find somebody from a shitty camera image. Why is this so difficult? Like,
you have to have proof of wrongdoing.
I am not going into this rabbit hole because we'll never get out of it.
Yeah.
I was just curious, Diego, like what were your expectations today if he got arrested?
First of all, I've set for as long as the so-called news said he was going to get arrested, I told everybody not happening. So I wasn't expecting anything.
I truly, and I'll just put it this way. If they were to do that, and if they go through with that, they're going to set a precedent that is going to have far more reaching ramifications than what I think people realize.
Yeah, I think Hillary's screaming, "Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it!"
Well, therein lies.
Why was it okay to scream or lock her up, and it's not okay to scream lock him up? Why is there a difference?
It's not TPR. It's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about, where the rubber meets the road. The precedent that would be set would have ramifications not just on any one side, but across the board. And that opens up a can of worms that will absolutely destroy a government.
But I don't find it too hard to understand. I mean, I've worked in many sensitive areas in my life. And you know what? If you screw up, you're going to pay the price. That's just the way it is.
But to answer your question again there, they did have evidence on the latter, and yet we're still waiting.
We have
They don't have
live
evidence.
TV. We have live TV evidence of him insurrection, of causing an insurrection.
So you call it an insurrection, and of what violence? Did you see any of those releases of the footage of the Capitol building that didn't make it to the court of law, so to speak? How
There's been
convenient!
hundreds of cases, and yeah, you know what? Two
No,
police
no, we're
officers were
talking.
killed.
No,
That's okay with you?
no.
They weren't killed.
There
in
was
the-
zero
in your-
police officers killed.
Zero. See, you
Oh,
say
yeah?
you don't
So-
you don't trust the media, but yet you're literally puppeting every single media point that MSNBC, as you say, and CNN have been saying for the last 2 years.
I don't like
There
MSNBC for a specific reason.
Okay, well, you're still using their narrative. There was nobody that got killed. The only person that got killed there was an innocent civilian. Okay,
What
And
was
it
he
was
doing
killed
in
by
the building?
well, the police let him in. Didn't you see that on the?
No, they did not let them in. They
Oh,
charged
my
through.
God. Okay.
You could watch them
Okay.
on their own cell phone.
I have
videos
watched. I
charged
have
through.
watched Mr. Tucker's expose on that topic on exactly how it all came down
Uh-huh.
without any editing, just playing video that was CCTV video from the Capitol. So seriously, you want to have a discussion, get both sides of the story before you come at me with a narrative. That's
Not
so
coming
obvious.
at you specifically.
You're
So
coming
don't-
at me
don't-
and everybody in here in the chat. That's what you're
No.
doing.
The-
You don't
the
want to
chat
talk. You just want to say your point of view is the authority point of view. In fact, you haven't saw both sides of the story. That's a journalist. Okay? So that's all I'm saying. Get both sides of the story before you come up with an opinion.
The chat
I've
is
listened-
about
I've
animal
listened-
abuse.
No,
That's
no,
all.
no. You brought it up. So I'm just following your lead, brother. I'm just saying you're parroting stuff that MSNBC and the mainstream media have been talking about for 2 years and ramping it up. It's an insurrection. There wasn't a shot fired by a civilian at that, so that doesn't constitute an insurrection. Okay? The truth of the matter is that the Capitol Police allowed people to go in and were actually taking them on tours personally. Okay? So they didn't run the building. They ran the building once the doors were open, but it wasn't because they broke the doors open. It was the Capitol side that opened the doors to come on in. Okay? That's the two sides of the story. Which one you want to believe is up to you. But get both sides of the story before you make a blanket statement that you just repeat what CNN has been saying for 2 years.
Well, I will have a look and see who broke the windows.
Yeah,
and who
you
crawled
better
through
go
them.
have a look, because you come at me, and I don't know you, but I only report what I see, right? You come at it like you're the authority on everything you speak about, and you know that to me tells me you only have your own opinion, which is fine, but don't make it fact. There's a
didn't say it
difference.
was fact.
You did. You implied fact. You said nobody got shot there. Seriously? And you said 2 cops got killed. No, they didn't.
I never said no one got shot. I did not say that.
The insurrection, the people that got shot were innocent civilians who own the Capitol, for starters. Okay? The civilians, the U.S. citizen owns the Capitol, not the bureaucrats. Okay? Let's get that straight.
So do you own Area 51 too? I'm just curious.
The U.S. citizen, if it's government land, and it's owned by the citizens. That's what it means.
And that is that is changing the topic, TPR. You went from one thing.
No. That was I was just talking about ownership. That was all. That was all.
Now I'm speaking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Arnie is completely correct. You made statements implying that what you're saying is the truth, when we all know better based on actual evidence.
Can you show me? Can you show me the evidence? That's all.
I just pointed you. I pointed you in two directions.
I'm asking you for I'm asking you for a link. Can you do that for me?
Well, you are capable of going on YouTube and Googling Tucker Carlson, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
I'm not willing. I'm not willing to do all the work for you.
I don't want to look up the wrong thing, right?
Oh,
I want to see what it is that you're specifically speaking.
You're smarter than that. You're smarter than that.
Pretty obvious. I mean, come on. Now you're just deflecting.
I'm not deflecting at all. I'm actually asking you for help to prove your point to me. Like, what do you not get about that?
I don't need to prove the point. The point proves itself.
I said I'm asking
do your
you.
research.
I said I'm asking you for help, and I was speaking to Diego, but I don't know why you're taking it as personal to you, Arnie, because it's not a
because I'll
thing.
tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. You appear to be very condescending, like everybody's a dum-dum, and you're the actual authority. Yes. I'm telling you my I'm not judging. I'm reporting what I'm seeing. Okay. I've listened to you many times in streams, and yes, on your channel you can do and be whatever you like, but don't come at me and say that because you know better and I don't know better. Listen, I may not be the most educated in a university, but I got a lot of critical thinking skill on the top of my head. I don't just take 2 sentences and make an opinion on something. Okay, I deep dive. I don't open my mouth until I know something. Right? So I don't come up with an opinion on something unless I've done both sides of the story, because I'm trained as a journalist, okay? Which is lost in the world today. There's no such thing as journalism anymore. It's commentary, right? Nobody does journalism anymore, right? That's why now you're entertained on the 6 o'clock news as opposed to being informed. You're propagandized today instead of being informed. You're being told what to think.
I think you're absolutely right about that. And that's what I was talking about with YouTube and how it's presented and how people learn and see things, that it's no longer about, when we used to have really good news stories. Now it's about what I was talking about is camera tricks. Like, I have to switch this image. I have to have something flashy. I have to keep moving on stuff. And I don't like that. And that's why when I have a discussion with someone, that's what I'm doing is like, I ask you a question and then you give me your answer. Right. And I learn from the answer that you provide. And, and I feel bad that, you think, that your opinion of what you've heard from me is terrible. And that's unfortunate because, like I said at the very start, right, I'm always willing to listen to people and say, and like, this is why I'm saying, can you show me the thing that you're referring to? Not because I'm challenging you, because I want to see the same thing that you saw so that I understand where you're coming from. And it's people take it as like so offensive, but I mean, I'm just asking, like, I really want to be on the same level that you are so that people can have a discussion about it.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
They call it as first impressions, and I feel very much like you're manipulating the conversation. Now, there's a difference between discussion and manipulation, and you're a manipulator. You're a passive aggressive manipulator. Okay, and I'm very, very well skilled at detecting that kind of stuff. Okay, it's like you're psychoanalyzing to find out where you're going to stand and how you're going to dominate the situation. That's what you're doing. You're a passive aggressive manipulator. That's how you communicate to me. I would love to see
be able
you
to dominate this. It's always going to be everybody against me. And
no,
Lieb
there's
knows
nobody.
that.
Don't play victim now, okay?
No,
Nobody's
no,
against you.
I
don't hate you. I don't hate
no.
you because I don't agree with you. That's the one thing, right? That's the problem with the way society has gone. Is if I don't agree with you, then all of a sudden I have to hate you. I don't hate you. I want to have a discussion with you, but please don't patronize me, and I won't do that to you, right? I'm open to being wrong. Trust me, I'm totally open to being wrong. That's the good news about being, open-minded and critical, right? Like for example, in the mandate era, there's $1 million bounty out there to say, okay, prove your science. It'll be the easiest $1 million. If you can prove it, there's $1 million on the table waiting for you. No one's taken that offer in 2.5 years.
Wait, which science mandate is this? Sorry, if I'm not I'm asking because I don't know. Like,
the last 3 years, they said with the science, but nobody wants to prove their science. They just want to say, trust the experts. Okay, well, there's $1 million bounty out there from a guy who actually practices the topic that being discussed over the years, right? And nobody's taken him up on his $1 million bounty.
So this you can say pandemic. You can say that word. That one's fine.
It's not my channel. It's not my channel to say that topic because we're on YouTube.
I did it with mine on YouTube, and it was never flagged. That's why I'm saying it. I'm saying it.
So
from
the Canadian convoy, for example, the same guy, literally asked the Health Canada to come to a panel and have a discussion about the science. Nobody showed up. Okay, but you didn't see that because it was censored by the mainstream. We were portrayed as the enemy of the state. The fact of the matter was the door was open so many times to have healthy dialogue. So we don't, as a population, feel like we're being told what to do from a government that was elected by us, right? Like nobody showed up.
It wasn't elected by us. It was elected by Toronto. That's not.
Well, I understand. I understand.
Okay.
Yes.
TPR, I went back on my word and I actually did the work for you. There's a link
good. Thank you.
There's a link for you in private chat. You can start there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir. That's what I was wondering about. Like, honestly,
there's 6,000. There's actual 6,000 hours of CCT footage that the council on the J6 committee refused to acknowledge, and they've had it for years. They've had it for years from day one. Even the conspiracy theorists knew about the footage, and they were screaming, "Why aren't they showing it?" Because if you ever watched word for word on the committee, it was so one-sided. There was no defense. Right? There was absolutely no defense. It was a predetermined narrative right from the beginning, just like our thing in Canada with the what do you call it, with the convoy. That was all predetermined, right? So I'm thinking if Diego is talking about the footage from the Capitol building, spend a day or two and just cruise through it.
Yeah,
it's
that
Tucker. This video has a different story of January the 6th. But you can see the link.
Okay, well, go through that and take a look.
Go through the footage.
I tell you this much: the J6 commission got caught with their pants down, and when they were asked about why that footage was never released, they had the balls to say, well, we never actually saw that. I mean,
Is that
holy cow.
not still going on? Like,
Yeah,
is
it's
that
still
commission not still going on?
No,
Well,
it's-
that's what they're going to use. The domino effect, if you were talking about Trump, the dominoes is going to be the Stormy Daniels, the Miami, the raid in Miami, to the J6, so they can connect basically build a case to accomplish a political goal, not a justice goal. This has got nothing to do with justice today. This is all about getting rid of. It's all about getting rid of their competition, the thing that stands in the way from another Democratic win in 24. That's all this is about.
Oh yeah, no, I don't actually see why the Stormy Daniels thing is even brought up. Like, who cares?
It's
He
just
paid
the-
somebody
it's
to
just the
shut
trip.
up. Like,
It's just the tripwire. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It sets in
And-
motion the domino effect. Miami,
And
the
one-
raid in Miami.
You do realize, TPR, that that's what they're trying to use is the Stormy Daniels things to try and indict him.
you know what? I'm looking at it like, okay, if I'm a juror, right? I don't see what an insurrection has to do with him paying a stripper to shut up about the size of his penis. I don't
But they can't
see
get
how
out-
it's
they-
related. Like, it doesn't matter to me as a juror about whether or not he paid a stripper. I don't care.
But it's never
No.
seen the court of law. That's the point. These committees, they're not the courtroom. It would never stand a legal test in a courtroom. Any
No,
of
it
this
wouldn't.
stuff. Never. That's why they want the public opinion to make those decisions, so they can basically shame it out of existence, and then it never sees the courtroom ever.
Yeah,
Because
nobody
it's a-
cares. Nobody cares about Stormy Daniels. The same way I never
Yeah,
cared
no.
about. The same way I never cared about Bill Clinton getting a blowjob. What do I care?
Yeah, exactly.
Good
It
luck.
makes no
Good luck with
difference.
that. But TPR, when you finally get to watch the video, disregard really, if you want to do it right, disregard anything Tucker says, and simply watch with your own two eyes.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I asked, and that
And
goes
there's-
back to what Billy said in chat. Was he's trying to do some mocking thing with, like, I'm afraid to do my own research. As I explained, Billy, I want to see the same thing that other people are speaking about, the exact same thing, because otherwise you end up talking in circles. I saw this and I saw that, right? That's why I said, show me exactly what it is you're referring to,
Well,
so I can speak to you.
here's the thing,
And
though,
having
TPR.
seen
Therein
that same
lies
thing.
the rub. Therein
Hmm.
lies the rub. Is how narratives now, even now, are processed through no matter what side you're on. It creates what we have happening right now.
Mhm.
And that's a real problem. And I'll agree with Arn, there is no real journalism anymore when it comes to MSM or your guys's equivalent or any other country's equivalent.
Ours is government controlled and owned. That's the difference.
Well,
Like, I mean, it's
in a
literally
sense,
owned. It's a
still the
crown
same thing, 'cause
corporation.
we have corporations now and
Mhm.
billionaires that control the majority of ours. I think there's like 6. That's it.
It's still the same thing. It's called technocracy.
Yes.
That's what we're living in now, is a technocracy.
And it leads
So-
us to where we're at in
and
this
fascist.
conversation. That's a huge problem.
Yeah, I think the worst I've seen up here, I don't watch CBC because I can't. It's, for those who don't understand, it's a Canadian broadcast company. It's our crown corporation news. They only report what our government wants you to see. And then the worst one I saw was Global News, which I thought was okay because I'm reading the news in the morning to keep my brain active. But then I would see different things from different news media outlets, and I'm like, the only thing I'm seeing from Global is pro-government, pro-government, pro-government. And that's why I don't like MSNBC, is because it's very one-sided. And like, I really don't like that. When it's like, you watch the same thing twice from 2 different sources, and one says, oh, this kid's feelings got hurt and we should be outraged. And the other one is like, kid fell down, scraped his knee. It's like, really? they have to make out everything as like some big injustice to the people who I want to identify as cats. Like, what the hell is wrong with global news? But that's when I started to see, like, there's a huge disparity between these companies. And like I said, that's why I don't like MSNBC, is like everything is pro-government. I'm like, you guys don't actually have an opinion. You're just reading from a script somebody sold you. And this
For
is
sure.
again why I want to know exactly. If somebody says, I saw this thing, and this is why I believe it, and I saw this thing, and I want to believe it, I want to see both sides. Like exactly what Arnie is saying. And like the reason I actually swore, I apologize to lead, I did use the F word when I refer to my own government, is because I actually sided with the truckers. Like the government went way out of control, like way out of control for people who were honking their horns. And they're trying to let you know we've had enough. Like every one of your states was already
okay,
free.
TPR. Let me say something. There's a conundrum there.
Mm.
About how you can feel that way about your government and not think that the Americans don't feel the same way about the current administration.
I'm very sure that you do.
The manipulation of information
Mm-hmm.
is atrocious.
Yep.
Which, and I'm glad Arn brought it out. I wanted to do this on a more controlled panel, but he definitely got to the sentient points, and he's absolutely correct. And I will say that things that you're saying don't hold water to what's come out. And it's not that the information isn't out there, because it is.
Okay, but you know
which
what?
goes to show
At this point, I'm going to give TPR the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, I am too. But what I want to point out though is,
look, I want to see it. Now I gave it to him. Now let's see if his opinion changes.
well, one thing I want to point out though is informational circles. We all don't travel in the same ones, and that's readily apparent. And a belief is one thing, but finding fact is another. And unfortunately, we aren't given facts as we should be from news. That's what the news is supposed to do. But news doesn't. They got to make it info.
When I was in school, the deal was this: my job, you weren't allowed to act as a commentator until you at least had 15 to 20 years experience in journalism. So when you did the news, your job was to present the 5 W's from both sides of the story, right? W5, the Canadian famous show W5, right? And it left the individual to make up his own mind what the truth was. Today, media is all about, this is what you have to believe, because Russia is the demon, right? They're convincing you that Russia is the demon, but nobody's trying to convince you that Ukraine and Russia have had centuries of conflict that nobody knows about. I say that simply because my family comes from Ukraine. They left during the Bolshevik Revolution and came to Canada. So when my grandparents are telling me what's going on in Russia to give me some sort of insight, and they're not giving you their opinion, they're giving you their experience. You can't argue experience. I can't argue an opinion, but you can never argue an experience. And when they're telling us this doesn't pass the smell test because it's too one-sided of an opinion, that to me is propaganda and not journalism. So that's why I always say always. I watch MSNBC, I watch CNN, I watch all of both sides of the coin because I want to know where the lies are. Because I watch the right, and I'm not saying that the right is innocent in this altogether. They have an agenda also, but somewhere in the middle is the story. But give me both sides of the story. That's why I watch both sides of the coin, because then I can decide for myself. Okay, what's really going on here? That's why we brought up the Trump deal. It wasn't about him getting arrested. It was the bigger picture about influencing an election from the judiciary, right? And that's wrong. As an American, I'd be very freaked out about that idea.
Oh,
That
trust
the-
me. Many
You
are.
know what I mean? Like a justice system that politicizes justice. There's no justice. So are you after justice, or are you after making sure Trump doesn't run for president again? Because that's the story.
And that's from the onset, I think.
It always has been. They haven't figured it out how to get him. They got Hillary in about 3 months on the email servers. Right? They had her, hands down, but no charges. Deals were made because they didn't want the orange man bad guy to win. So they tried everything, and they've been trying ever since. He walked down the escalator there in New York. Fact of the matter is, it didn't matter what side of the aisle. Trump would have won no matter what side of the aisle. He could have run on a Democrat ticket and won.
Honestly,
as he can.
you could have put a potato against Trump, and Trump would have won. Or you could have put a potato against Hillary Clinton, and the potato would have friggin' won. Like, really? Nobody wanted her to be the president.
But if you watch the media lead up to that whole 2016, it was hilarious, especially on day one. It's gonna be a landslide. Hillary's gonna, and then you watch the expression when she didn't want to come up and concede. All of the people in the room there, all the big spectacle that they had. Trump, all he had was just a little conference room in a hotel. Right? It was about the unfortunately the left side. Unfortunately, it's all about smoke and mirrors. And unfortunately, smoke and mirrors, people see through it.
That they do. And on this note, guys, my dinner's on the way here. So I'm
Dinner?
going to
It's like-
close this down.
Dinner. It's like 2:30. What are you doing?
Sorry to hijack
no.
your show there, Robert. I
No,
apologize for
Arnie, that was absolutely fine. That's what I have panels for.
Mhm.
And no, it's going on 4:00 here. My wife's on the way back with my dinner. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still thinking Texas time.
yeah,
Never
It's
mind.
only-
I'm not vexed.
It's only 12:30 here, so yeah, I was kind of looking at him going, dinner?
Yeah. I talked
So
to too
the-
many people in Texas.
Well, Diego, you've seen the size of me. I don't miss many meals, guy. There's a reason why my nickname's Sasquatch. So, anyways, everybody in chat, glad you guys hung out.
Cheers to the chat. Good job in there. Yeah.
Panel, definitely great. Appreciate it. And I appreciate the dialogue from everybody. This is the only way we will get the truth. Honestly.
Yeah. And TPR, I don't hate you. I love you, man. Let's talk more. Like, seriously, let's talk more. But let's talk more. That's my ask.
Hey, why do you think? Why do you think I know joining? Right, like I'm going to be on the wrong side of every discussion. Like it, not just in politics. Like in everything. I already know that, and I don't. feel
No, I
bad
don't.
about
I don't
it.
think
So-
you are on the wrong side of discussion and everything. They're TPR. I think you're wrong in that aspect.
Well, I don't. Okay, I'm using wrong as in wrong against the majority of people that are watching.
No,
But like
don't
I
think
said,
so.
like I'm always interested in learning where do people get their ideas from, and are they right? Right, because when I found out that my country's media will not show my glorious leader being shamed, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe you guys are so corrupt that you won't show this.
So TPR, on that note, when you were mentioning global, global is pretty much on the brink of collapse right now, right?
It could be. I don't really
It
engage
is.
with it.
Financially speaking, they're actually on the brink of collapse right now. Number two, are you aware that Trudeau has basically paid the $650 million media package for all media? Did you see the list of who actually benefited from it?
Hang on, what's that?
There's a PDF document that tells you exactly who got what and how much. And hence, if you are to pay attention to what they actually print or broadcast, you'll see that they were part of the $650 million welfare package to stay afloat. And the C11, in essence, is really all about promoting the legacy media that can't function on its own merit on the mainstream, like airwaves, is going to take over basically all of the online content. So that's really what C11 is really going to do. It's going to really promote up all of media that's supposed to be on TV and bring it to the internet. That's why I don't use Google for any searches. I never use Google. I haven't used it in 10 years. I use presearch.org because it's not manipulated by algorithms. It's just pure raw data. So if you really want to find truth, don't look for stuff that's gamed in algorithms where it's buried in a billion results. Right? It's very
to be
good.
honest, I don't need to look at a PDF to tell you that I already know that Global is corrupt. I don't need the backup. Like I figured that out a while ago, and it's like, yeah, no, I'll just take it at face value because you can see it. You can see how just blatant it is. So,
all right, guys. On that note, I am going to shut down.
By the way, Robert, 26 in chat.
Yes. So everybody, you guys have a good day. Arn, thank you. TPR, thank
All
you.
right.
Diego, thank you. Donald, thank you. If you can hear me. And everybody in chat, thanks for hanging out. I hope we didn't raise too many hairs, but that's what we're here for. And I will talk to everybody later, and we're out of here in 3, 2, 1, gone.